what is the importance as a man, as we are men, so we can only speak from a man's point of view, to be logical within your lifestyle, your decision making, um, just the way you go about struggles and challenges. Like, how do you see logical reasoning take hold and be important in that way?
Man, honestly, I think it's really the foundation to success in anything, right? A lot of times we talk about how we can move forward in life, how we can better our lives. That's a certain amount of logic that we put into things on that, right? Whether it's your work ethic, the people that you're around, the things that you feed to your mind. So I think it's really success based for life is what logic is to me. Whether that's fatherhood as a man, whether that's your job as a man, whether that's just how you interact with people, everything has to be logic based because if you have no game plan that you're going off of, if you have really no concept of the what could be coming next, you always surprised, you always scrambling, you always trying to find a way to get back on 2 feet. I think when you have logic, you'll never be able to predict the future, but you have a pretty good idea of what should come next. All right. So to me, it's in everything. I know logically as a man, I got to go to work. I got to provide for the family. I got to do all of these different things. So I have to figure out a logical way to break up my time and do all of those things. And it can, I mean, it goes into every little thing that we do, right? It's I live realistically about 25, 30 minutes away from my job. I know every day, Monday through Friday, I need to be ready to leave 50 minutes early just because I live in Houston and y'all don't know how to drive on me, right? Because we don't know how to drive on me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, it's little things like that. I put logic really into everything I do, even on, truth be told, on some of the dumb stuff I do, bro. Honestly, I put logic into that. Jarrell can attest to that. When we was in college, I had a logic behind why I didn't get up and go to class every day. Right? I got a logic to everything that I do. It may not be right all the time, but it's going to minimize the bad, and that's really my goal, right? I think at best, life is about minimizing unknown circumstances and negative outcomes. That's what life is really about.
Man.
So if you can look at everything logically, if you can, and it's two kinds of logic. It's really more than two kinds, but the main two kind, inductive or inductive logic, inducive logic, whatever, and deductive, deducing, right? So inducing, deducing. If you can look at something and say, man, I have 5 examples of what have happened, I think I can figure that number six is gonna be pretty close to the same. Or, if A happens and B happens, I think C is going to look like this. That kind of gives you a game plan to work off of. Now, I could be completely wrong. You can have to really readjust right away. But it's really just kind of building your plan to me. That's why logic is so important. Like on everything that you do, right? I always ask people, what were you thinking when you did it? Like, because I want to know if you, I don't think I've ever been in a position where I'm actually surprised. I really haven't. Not in a long time that I can think about it. Because I go into things so logically that I have an idea what could happen. Right.
And can I add to that real quick, Nate? So when you talk about not being surprised, I want to say that you also talking about the research that you've done through data. Like you said, you've seen it in the past before, and collecting that is where you don't get surprised. Like,
Exactly. Whether it's dealing with people. I know everybody is different, but people have the same character traits. So I know if I'm dealing with a person who didn't show me the same character traits as someone I've seen before, and that was a negative experience, when this experience turns negative, I'm not surprised by that. If I see it on the positive side, I'm not surprised by that. If I know, man, like I use the traffic example, I know where I live at, I know the roads I got to be on, and I know constantly I have seen people can't drive in front of the Galleria. It's always gonna be traffic in front of the Galleria, right? So logically, I know I need to prepare for that, right? I'm not surprised when I go to work and I'm like, oh man, it's a 15-minute slowdown in front of the Galleria. That's not an everyday surprise for me. And that's a simple one. That's, something that everybody kind of encounters. But if you go about life in that kind of a manner, I think that's where it really kind of helps you to become better prepared, and you're thinking about those things constantly now. So for me on manhood especially, you have to be ready for it. And it goes with taking your information from other sources as well, right? It's your own research. It's what your grandma done told you. It's what your mama told you, your daddy, your uncle, your grandpa, everybody, your homeboy who a couple of years older than you, he done been through it before. You
Hmm.
get all of those data points and you can say, man, okay, look, they did it this way and it didn't work out. They did it this way and it did work out. I'm gonna probably lean more towards the way they worked out. All right.
Right.
So I think it's really everything, man.
What's your thoughts on it, Jarrell?
And I mean, us being football players and coaching and everything, we watch film and prepare for the next team every week. We don't just go play every Saturday. It's a Monday through Friday thing to get to that Saturday. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, like he's saying, like we watch the film. We don't go in with a game plan and not know. We kind of know what they do, so we plan for what they do to beat them. So in life, that's what you have to do. You have to plan to beat life. So like I said, the process we take to win a game, like Nate said, we need to take that process to win that life. So don't go into life like he said, driving to work. You know your job is 30 minutes away, and you leaving 30 minutes. You know before you get there, you're gonna be late because maybe traffic, maybe a wreck. So, um, just doing your research, knowing what's going on, um, being logical should help you win that life. So I agree with everything they said, but in the football sense, that's kind of what we did every week. We never just we even if we knew we are gonna beat a team by 50, we still watch film. We still see what they're gonna do so we can plan for it. So
Yeah. Respect every situation, every man is what I also think about with that. It's like if you logical, you respect the fact that the situation could turn out differently, but you gonna bet on the inevitable. Like you gonna bet on the fact that this is probably always gonna happen at this time. You know, the sun is gonna rise at a certain time every day. It's gonna fall at a certain time every day. If you know you're not a morning person, then don't set yourself up to where all your stuff is, you got to be super effective in the morning. Maybe you need to get everything done at night so that in the morning time it's smooth selling for you because you're not a morning guy. Or, what I'm saying, just like Nate saying in regards to like, traffic and knowing how it works in Houston, like, bro, like out here, I know I'm not going nowhere for lunch. Like, I got to bring lunch to work because if I go out for lunch, I'm saying, I'm going to come back frantic because it's just the lunch hour traffic and all that. Like I don't like dealing with that. Like it just makes me anxious. Like it builds anxiety within me. So it's like stuff like that. Like you gotta see the world in a way that everything's mathematical, bro. Like it really does make sense. Now the emotions behind things are what make that makes magic happen. Cause I think that if you get emotional, sometimes you can drive yourself past what can logically make sense. That's what the other side of this would be. It's like, you start getting into the spirituality, into the, deep inner workings of your soul. But logically, you could pretty much make sense of everything that's happened because, like Nate said, it's happened before. That's why we study history. We study history because the more you watch the patterns, the more you see things repeat themselves. And people that don't think logically don't believe in patterns. Like they don't believe that things have happened before. You think this is brand new. Like you think all of a sudden, you now waking up late for work and nobody else has done it before on a consistent basis. But there's a pattern with people that do that. They stay up all night and they be doing other stuff and then they be catching themselves 10 minutes before, being at work. You trying to run up out the door. Hey, bro, it's your last night. It's what you was doing last night, which got you in the situation. So that's kind of what I think about. But Nate, like you had something to say on that.
Really, y'all both put it on my mind with what y'all was saying. It's a theory in the world. I don't know who came up with this theory, simulation theory, right? That that really what we living in is like the Sims or whatever. But when I hear that, it just makes me really. I do compare life to a video game, and for sure, what Jarrell was saying about how we prepare, like for football, we prepare for a game. Any sport you're preparing for your game, prepare for life the same way, man, and treat it as as the pattern recognition. Like have that be your logic. That's really my thing, right? You play a game and at some point you played it enough and you say, okay, they doing this, I know exactly what's about to happen, right? You
Mhm.
play 2K long enough, you play your my player, you know the plays that they go run. You play Madden, you know the plays that they go run. You start seeing all of these things. That's really what life is, right? And the more that you see those patterns, you should know how to respond to them if
Absolutely.
you have a logic to it, because those things are based off of a logic, right? They program games off of logic. Life is programmed off of logic. It's people who have sat there and looked through everything that we do, from how the streets are laid out to the timing of the street lights to everything, right? Because it logically flows and we can make it work. So the more and more you pay attention to systems around you, and we talked last time about creating systems, I think that's a very logical thing to do. When you create your own systems and you put those in place, now you know what should happen. I know every day, cool, this is what should happen. And that takes the surprise out. That makes life easier, bro. That's really what it's all about. So,
Yep, yep. And I want to add to it, like, I think it's important that you fight the fights that you need to fight, right? Like, you don't fight the fights that you don't have to fight. Like, and you fight them in a way that's intellectual and it makes sense. Like for example, you talking about logic. To me, it rolls into emotional intelligence. Like, I was on the phone with Demarcus talking about emotional intelligence the other day, and we was talking about how, like, flying off the hinges is a sign of a lack of logic. Like, you've run out of intellect. You know what I'm saying? It's like at that point, when you blowing up, you have now lost all your vocabulary, you lost all your understanding. You think that this situation is bigger than every other situation you've been in, and you are unable to move forward in a logical way. But when you're talking about fighting the fights that you need to fight, okay, I take a step back and I don't let my emotions take control of the situation, but I take a step back and I analyze. Have I been here before? How do I feel right now? Did I sleep last night? Am I hungry right now? You know what I'm saying? Taking all of that data and compiling it and waiting and then saying, okay, I got something to tell you. All right, let me be direct with my message with you so that I don't come off as I'm just arguing with you or I'm trying to fight you, but I'm really trying to give you a solution to our stated issue, whatever that is. And that's logical reasoning. You know what I'm saying? That's how people will be looking at you like, man, I could trust this person. Because when you are logical, I think that's when people put more on you. But when you're illogical, then people will be afraid to put more on you. You won't get promotions. You won't be trusted by your family. Everybody will be kind of leery of you. They think you might fly off the hinges. And to be specific, we talking about all of us on this call. We are black men. We really have to be logical because people get afraid of a big black man that's acting illogical. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic, but that's real talk. So I think that's something that, we have to really be conscious about, is making logical decisions and being patient. Because I mean, we tend to be expressive, and that doesn't always get received well. You gotta understand that you gotta stay in your own pocket of understanding and really build that pocket of understanding and trust it for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
bro, like, think about how many dudes think caught a case because they lost composure, right? You lose composure for a couple of minutes and you can wipe out a good majority of your life. You might wipe out your life
Whole
because
life.
somebody might have a logic like, I'm not finna fight with this dude. I'm finna let a couple off on him.
Yep.
Now you ain't got no more life, right? Now you locked up. You finna do 5 to 10 because you made a logical decision. Is really what it is. I tell my little brother that all the time. Like, to me, especially talking about the role of a man, or men with logic, that's the role of a father, a uncle, a big brother. So for me, talking about as from a big brother, I'm like, dude, I'm 8 years older than you. It's literally nothing that you can do that I haven't already done probably twice, and I failed at it one time.
Yep.
So let me tell you the game on it. Let me give you my logic on how to make these things work. Now, your logic might be something different, but I'm gonna at least share with you, this is how it worked for me, or this is what I've seen that doesn't work, because that's just trying to help make the game easier for you. And I think that's really, the logical thing for a man to do. For a successful man who wants to leave a successful generation behind him, you have to be able to share those kind of games, right? So,
Facts. And
Yeah.
go ahead, Jarrell.
I was just saying, like you said, sharing the game is like when you said comparing it to a video game. That's like giving somebody a cheat code. So basically, like, you sharing the game with your little brother, you trying to give him the cheat codes that you learned in the 8 years that you have on him, I have some cheat codes for you. So if you use these cheat codes, it makes the game easier. So
And it's real. Talk about a little bit about, because I know you got the accounting background, and you know you've been on the finances, and I believe that finances really takes a very unemotional, mindset. You can't be thinking with your emotions when it comes to money, and it's probably you probably one of the better dudes I know with money. So can you talk about like how that played a role, like your logical reasoning and like the way you approach your accounts and like stocks and things like that? Like break that down
yeah.
for people.
So in my stocks, I only use what I can lose. That's the first thing I'm gonna put out there because you never know what kind of day stocks is gonna have. So with stocks, I do that. But when I get paid, I automatically pay myself. Like right when I get paid from my job, I put something in my savings account because my checking account can say $400 or whatever. I don't care, but my savings account is what I'm looking at. So anytime I get paid, I take a percentage out, and I usually try to do. I get paid every other week. I try to do 500. I mean, if rent come, it might not be the full five, but I try to do 500 every time I get paid. And like I said, if I need to take something out of my savings to put in my chicken to buy, if my car messed up or something, I will. But for the most part, I have a budget every month. And if I'm having too much fun at the beginning of the month, I'm gonna be sitting in the house at the end of the month. So it's stuff like that, man. I just sacrifice um, time and having fun and spending money on. Like sometimes I'm sitting in the house and I play the PlayStation or I read a book. So you don't have to be out here wilding out every weekend having too much fun, man. Sometimes sitting in the house reading, using grounding yourself, being where your feet are, chilling is all right. So I learned that at a young age. I learned it really from like I said, my granddad used to always say, pay yourself, but money is to be spent. So have fun, but don't be out here spending everything because you never know what's gonna happen on a rainy day. You never know when that tire gonna pop. You never know when your car ain't gonna start. So you need to have something for yourself just in case. So
Man, and I wanted you to touch on that, bro, because being a father, I know that's something that was a transition for me mentally. Like you ain't got no kids, y'all ain't got no kids, y'all already there. But before I had kids, I was 19. So when I got money, the first of my money was going to all the bull. Like it was going to all the stuff it wasn't supposed to go to because emotionally I said, oh, I got some money. I can afford to go have some fun. I can go afford to hang out with these girls. I can go afford to go buy this, go buy that. And it was like I was seeing it as if like, okay, let me spend as much as I can and then I try to keep the rest. And it's like, that's not logical. That doesn't make sense because you don't have a car that works all the time. Like, stop spending all your money off the top of your check. You got to think logically and say, if I save my money up, invest my money, do something with my bread, then I might put myself in a position where fun might be more, prevalent in my life. But, too much work is a child's play. I mean, sorry, too much fun is child's play. Like you're not doing nothing with all this fun and you celebrating and you haven't done anything. It's like you a little boy at that point. And I don't care what age you at. If you just spending all your check, you're not being logical about your situation. Like what is your goals for real? Is it just to go out every weekend? Or, take these trips and be in debt and you gotta, work your way out of a hole all the time? Or are you gonna get logical, get into your mind, get into your history, as Nate was talking about, and think about where have I been and is this where I want to continue to go? Is there somewhere new that I'm trying to go and how do I need to go about getting there? Who do I need to link up with? What mentors do I need? What kind of courses do I need to take? Like it's the logical reason to really take your life to the next level if you could remove your emotions. But we so we such an emotional generation, bro. Like we really are driven by everything emotional in this country. Like it really sells. It drives a lot. We are the emotional government, bro. Like we got democracy, bro. Everybody's voice can be heard and stuff. Like it's cool, but it's not beneficial to a bottom line. Like it doesn't benefit a structure. Like I think
yeah,
logic is more like hey, this then this because it's been like this. Boom, done. Structure is built. Pattern recognition. We making it happen.
yeah.
You know why logic is so important to me, bro?
What's up?
Because my one of my biggest fears in life is being called stupid. Like for real, like for
Don't
real, like
surprise me.
I can see that.
no, for real. Because it's like it is one thing to say that you're not super educated on everything. Like I'm definitely not the smartest dude in the world. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. But on the things that I do know, on the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, I'd never want somebody to be like, dang, they did something real stupid. And for them to be right. Like, that's crazy to me, right? People move in a stupid way, right? Like I think they really do. I'm not trying to I know y'all always talking about people. I'm not calling people bums and everything
Hey,
today.
it is what it
But
is.
I don't want people to make stupid decisions. And I think a lot of times people do that. When you're gonna risk your well-being, your freedom, your financial standing, your whatever it is, to do something stupid, I just don't get it. Right? It's one thing if you know that if you have the logic to say, I can take this blow and I'm gonna be fine. Ain't nothing gonna actually come bad from it. It's just a quick little hit and I'm good. Be my guest. I'm all about doing stupid things within reason. But you gotta have reason and logic to be able to move. I done seen people, you go to the bar, blow all your money, and your lights get cut off the next week. We was at the bar, I hit you on your line, but man, oh, this number can't be reached right now. Dang, bro, like
Like,
we didn't have to go blow money at the bar. That's stupid to me. So that's really my goal in life, man. Is and it's not really just a outside embarrassment. It's my own pride. I'm too proud to be called stupid. Like, so that's why I use logic.
And
man,
then like with the money thing, like I have I paid for my car, my car paid off. So like I said, that's saving money. Something you would be doing, or if you used to spend 300 on food, like whatever you can, it don't have to be 500. If you can save 20 each check, if you can save 10, whatever, it adds up. So like
Mhm.
the money I would be spending on my car payments, that's why I always like, oh, I'll probably be spending 300, 400. So I can at least save that, because my car is paid for. The money I would be spending on the bar every week, I go to the bar once or 2 weekends out of the month instead of every weekend out of the month. That's $60 right there.
mhm.
So the things you could be doing that sound fun, just kind of cut them off. You got, like Nate said, you don't have to do them every weekend. Or if this month rent due, your car messed up, this that, don't do anything. Chill. So just
Yeah.
be smart, man. Be smart.
And Nate, go ahead. You got something to say?
I was gonna say, think about why you're doing it, man. Like, think about why you're doing those things. It's always the first example that comes to my mind when people go to the club. Why are we buying $600-700 bottles? They cost $40 if we go to the store.
Oh,
Right? And a
man,
lot of
makes
times
sense.
it's like I
Make it,
think we do this to impress other people. That has to be the only reason. I have never either you're a straight up alcoholic or you're doing it to impress other people. I have never wanted to drink so bad that I will pay over label price for a bottle. Right? That's crazy to me. We
that's
we
marketing.
went out to eat yesterday with some of my coworkers, and I like I'm not getting no crawfish. Why y'all eat crawfish? And it wasn't even a major deal. I'm just not paying 11.99 a pound for crawfish when
And
I know exactly, like I see your face, Drew. I know I'm not paying that much when I done had them for $5.95 a pound and they was straight.
Yeah,
That's stupid to me, right? Think about the reasons that we do these things, and if you can logically tell me it's for yourself, then okay, that's your life, live your life. But if you're doing stuff for other people, you got to readjust.
yeah. And I think about it like this: there's a cost of everything. That's how I always think about it with myself. Is I always talk to myself in a way that there's a cost of buying this thing with my money. So you know what I'm saying? Either it costs 10.99, it costs 139.99, whatever this item is I want to buy. It costs something, and I gotta factor that into what I actually have and what I'm willing to give up. But then you got opportunity costs too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things you pay for, not only does it cost money, but it costs you opportunity as well. So you might lose 4 hours and you spent $200 and it's like, was it worth it? Because if it wasn't worth it, then you might need to spend money on something less that won't be as long. You know what I'm saying? Because when opportunity you can't get back. Like sometimes they say opportunity only knocks so many times. So you out here going to the bar, or you out here, taking these illustrious trips that you can't afford all the time. Now, if you J.Jones, you got it planned out. But if some of y'all ain't got it planned out like that, y'all over here all over the globe, and you know what I'm saying, your lights off, and you ain't got nothing in the fridge, it's like, bro, get your priorities right. Like, I get it. But you have to understand that there's something that comes from sacrifice. Like when you sacrifice and then you go get to have your fun, it feels different. If it's more
Hmm.
of a logical, his face,
Yeah.
more of a logical experience. Like you like, man, I did that. I created that situation with
Hmm.
forethought. So this is
And you come home and you relaxed about it. You don't come home like you said, like, ooh, how I'm gonna pay this light bill. You come home, you're like, whoo, that was fun. I did my week.
yeah.
I needed that. It was, it relieved some stress. But I'm home now. Everything normal, and I'm ready to go back to work or whatever you're gonna do. So that spending money or buying a new car and it getting towed and repoed,
Mm.
like it's just stressful. It's stressful, man. So
And it'll
Keep
make
getting
your
your car
lady happy.
sold. Keep the markets in business.
Oh yeah. Yeah, get that car towed. DeMarcus be coming to pick that thing up, singing songs and whatnot with videos on. So don't not pay your bill. But I was gonna say too, to keep your lady more secure about you as well, y'all. Like what I'm saying, your lady, your baby mama, maybe y'all with your mama. I don't know, but you want to make sure that she's not going off on you and snapping, and you be logical. How about that? How about you start with logic? And y'all's relationship will 10x, bruh. Like, and it's real. Because when I used to do dumb stuff, every woman in my life let me know on a consistent basis, and it was like it'll be a toll on your mental health, bro. Because you got
Mhm.
people constantly telling you about yourself, but your lady and the women in your life are literally mirrors of how you treating them. You know what I'm saying, based on your decision making. And brothers don't be understanding that. Like they really don't be getting that part. They be missing. Like they be thinking that she just be tripping, but you gotta really be like, well, is there some truth to what she's saying though?
Mhm. That's
Everything
real.
you do, you should think about if it's gonna make your mama proud, bro. Like you really, I think that'll save everybody so many issues. It's so much stuff I don't do because I'm like, dang, I don't know how I'm gonna explain that one to Rhonda. Like,
Right.
like some stuff is like I can kind of talk my way out of it. She gonna be a little mad, but cool. If I look, I'm like, hey, Rhonda gonna be on my head for this one.
Oh my
Let's let
head,
go.
she's gonna be on my
Cause
head.
y'all, I'm scared of being called stupid. My mama gonna call you a stupid something to your face. You, ooh, and she gonna make you feel it too.
Real talk, real talk. No, that's real. But man, so we cooked real quick here, and this is for the people, man. So this is a bite-sized chunk of what we're gonna dive into a little more here in the future. Y'all be alert for that. But man, brothers, y'all got anything else to share with the people?
Mhm.
Congrats, UNC. Way to win the rivalry.
Hey, Hubert Brown was so pumped. He was amped. He was amped. That's his name,
Yeah,
right?
that feel good, man.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think so.
You
They gotta feel good. Take your rival out in his last game.
yeah.
shout out to Coach K anyway. But
Shout out to Coach K.
it's gonna be a fun month for me. So just ready to get through it. So
Birthday.
Gotta get a boy a birthday shout out in advance
yeah, so
to all the April babies. Drill kicking it off.
Kicking it
we'll
off.
have some fun, man. So I'm just like we said, I've saved. I even saved my PTO days, man. I did everything I needed to do for this month to have fun and relax. So
That's good.
um yeah.
Another year of life, man. We blessed. And yeah, everybody, I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all just gotta understand. It's so much love that I could extend to anybody that follows any of our content and all that stuff because y'all been buying this book like crazy. So I seen on Amazon it was like down to 2 books like 3 different times. So thank y'all, man. That's a blessing, real talk. And y'all keep buying that book up. Blessed to have received an offer from. I don't got nothing else. So y'all boys, hey, we out. Everybody be blessed. Be light.